East 77th Street.
What's up? Do this video real quick. Thinking about these.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto East 76th Street.
You are the thoughts that you think. We are what we think, and the thought precedes the action. So if you think good thoughts, you're going to do good things. If you think bad thoughts, you're going to be doing bad deeds, right? Black people are not a virtuous people. Because if black people were virtuous, we would have...
Take the next left onto East 76th Street.
More people doing virtuous, righteous things. Not for just themselves, but for other people. But all you see black people doing is self-aggrandizement and chasing money. They don't help the homeless.
Continue on East 76th Street.
They don't help anybody. They don't do anything for anybody. And it starts with the mindset. If you want to change a person's behavior, you must first change their mentality. And in the black community, we're not encouraged to be righteous. We're not encouraged to be virtuous. And we're not encouraged to think righteously. We're actually encouraged to be hypocrites, to have two faces, to have a double consciousness. You must think a certain way. Really, your thought is deception. You don't have a set thought pattern, but your behavior is conducive to the people you're surrounded with. You got to have a mindset, a consciousness when you're around blacks. You got to have a consciousness when you're around so-called whites. This was taught by the Du Bois, and this is the continual thought process and teachings to other black people. But this is a total failure. You can't have two masters. You can't be good and evil at the same time. One is gonna outdo the other, and it's good, it's wise to embrace righteous thoughts, good thoughts, because when you think good usually comes, good happens. Not necessarily in spiritual spookism, but it's a mathematics. The more people who do good, the more people will experience good, and then it'll be a trickle-down effect, a viral effect of people, more and more and more people doing good, and then the world would change. The environment would change for the good. But because so many people is engaged in evil, wicked thoughts and behaviors, we living in a wicked society. Black on black crime, murder, abortions, poverty. This is because these are our inward thoughts. And the thought will become the behavior. Really, the behavior is based on a different amount of prescribed variables, I should say. They say behavioral kills. Say, in this situation, how do I behave? If it's all evil, you're going to choose an evil reaction to any situation. A wicked, violent reaction. But if your thought process is more to the righteous or to the virtuous, you will have more options in your behavior, in your reactions to situations. And you might choose a behavior that will lead you to success in life and prosperity, as opposed to death and imprisonment and misery. But it all begins with your thought process. And you must think good. Think like jealousy is an evil. Jealousy is an evil thought. But jealousy didn't just jealousy didn't come into existence 10 minutes ago. Because your thought patterns are already wicked, jealousy had an easy time getting in. It's natural. It feels good to be jealous if your mind is already evil. But if your mind is to the good, if your mind is to the virtue, to the righteousness, the jealousy will not exist. You will be happy to see another person having something. You'll be happy at another person's success. But because your mind is evil and wicked, you're mad at the person's success. You want the person's success. It hurts you to hear about another person's success. You're not trying to help that person. It's like people usually destroy people. They plot and destroy people because of their success. Because their success hurts them. Your own friends is plotting on you if you had success. You can't even tell nobody about your success because it's gonna make them feel bad. Because our collective thought process is evil. It's wicked. And we don't realize that our thoughts become our behavior. We blame the behavior, but we don't blame the thoughts, and also we don't blame the influences that
In 1,000
influences the
feet,
thought.
turn left onto South Lafayette
The
Avenue.
music, the movies, the culture, and rewards the thought, because we got rewards and punishments that reinforces the thoughts and behavior. Really, the thought and behavior is interchangeable, because you can have the good thought, but you know the behavior will be punished, and you'll fight yourself from doing the good behavior, even though your thought might be good behavior. Or you can have the bad thought, but you'll know if you do the bad behavior, you'll get punished. So the behavior would check the thought, and the thought would check the behavior. That's why one of the brothers told me years ago that the mind is the thought. The mind is the hand. The hand and the mind are one and the same. You can shape the mind through deeds, and you can shape the deeds through thoughts. They work hand
Turn
in hand.
left
That's
onto
why you can
South
have a
Lafayette Avenue, then use
behavioral
the left
memory.
lane to take
Just
the
off doing
I-94
it, you get a
East ramp.
memory, and then you get a thought memory. They say theory and action.
Use the left lane to
Theory
take
and
the
action.
I-94 East ramp, then keep
You
left
learn
at the
both
fork.
theory and action, but action is supreme because action actually affects reality. You don't want to just have good thoughts
Keep left at the fork.
and never do good deeds, because it's going to nothing. They say faith and action is faith without action and works is dead.
Continue on
So they must
I-94 East for
coalesce.
3/4 of a mile.
The thought and the behavior must coalesce and become one. Because you don't want to have a confusing, you don't want to have a philosophy that's good, but you have a life that's wicked. That's hypocrisy. And you don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, a hypocrite is the most worst thing. Say you are lukewarm. You think a certain way, but you live a certain way. Really, that's really torture. Because if the mind is good, yet you're forced to behave wickedly, you are in agony. But if the mind
In
is
a quarter
wicked
mile,
and
take
you're
exit
forced to
61
behave
for
good,
87
you're in agony. The mind and the behavior must be one and the same. And it's in our best interest on this planet to encourage people to have virtuous, righteous thoughts. Because if people have virtuous, righteous thoughts, we will have righteous behavior,
Take exit
and people
61
will
then
actually
turn right.
live better. It would create a pleasant environment for the world, for each other, for yourself. But it starts with action. You gotta give, you gotta help. You gotta
Turn right.
actually, even a good word is like a good behavior. A kind gesture will go a long way. But yeah, I gotta rotate. I gotta go.
In 800
I just wanna-
feet,
I
your
just wanna talk
destination will be
about
on the right.
How
Take the next right
we
onto
are
West 87th
the
Street.
thoughts we think and don't even realize it. You know, they say we're so-called righteous by nature, regardless of what your nature is.
In 400
If you
feet,
think
turn
wicked,
right.
you're going to become wicked. Like Solomon say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We are the thoughts that we think.